Yo, this is Mistress of Reads. I'm Mistress OP or Miss OP, and welcome to the show. Now, I'm in full holiday mode. That's a ho ho ho. That's with a Christmas tree and everything else, and I'm stuffing my book pussy full of just awesome books. And I've been doing tons of rereads, and I start rereading the Clean Sweep series. A new one comes out and I'm completely shocked in my tracks. Sweep of the Blade. Now, Sweep of the Blade is part of the Innkeeper series, and the Innkeeper series is one from Ilona Andrews, and it's like a sci-fi fantasy in the vein of a Star Wars, or, with a little bit of magical woo-woo elements involved in it, opposed to say not a Star Wars, but like a Firefly series, or like Honor Harrington or Chris Longknife, which I talked about before on this show, or say something with less fantasy type elements, so sci-fi fantasy romance. And I was just shocked by the series, floored by this book in particular, because it makes a turn for the better, and it dives into what Ilona Andrews and the Andrews pair are really good at, which is chicks with swords or some type of implement and bashing people's heads in. Now, it starts off with like Maud, which is like an old lady's name if you ask me, but whatever. Maud, and she spent her whole life trying to fit into vampire society, like space vampires, which really haven't gotten explained very well. And I hope that she continues with Maud and the whole side series, because I actually like this Sweep of the Blade more than I like the main series, which is saying something. But this vampire society, which is like modern on medieval times kind of, except for more bloody and more world starry. And when I say world starry, I meant like they record all their violence and they celebrate it, which, I mean, whatever, do what you're into. So there's this society, and she's been spending her whole adult life trying to fit into this society because she married into it. So she's always the outsider. Now, as being always the outsider has the unfortunate thing for her to have a child and have her husband, which we learned about in the third book in the Innkeeper series, who betrayed pretty much sold out his family to try and take over the leader position, which blah 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 ends up her on some sort of crazy ass prison planet or a hell planet of some sort, and she has to fight her way out of it, and she does. And then we get back to the main Innkeeper series and normal Innkeeper shenanigans. But what I like about this series, and what I like about Maud in particular, is that it's that writing sweet spots for them, and I never wanted to stop turning the pages. I got all the side story stuff from them, but I also got like Maud's growth pattern and the way she comes to terms with things, and she has a kid named Helen, and she just has a lot of nice things going on in the series that really just caught my attention and held it, and I just want more of that stuff. So hook me up with more and give me more, and I'm so excited by this series. Now, this isn't technically out yet, and I'm going to come back to this later on at some point, but this is not out yet. It's like a web version without the completed work that they put out there for their fans and whatnot to read along while they write, and sort of like a web series Wadi sort of thing, and it's just gotten completed within the last couple of months, and so I'm very excited about it. Like, I am ecstatic about this. If this is like the tipping point of this book, I can't wait for the audiobook to come out, and I can't wait for the rest to come out, and I can't wait to buy it. I'm just super excited, and I had to leave a message because I went on to Twitter, and I'm like, oh my god, read this book, type things. That's how excited I am for when it comes out. So I want to thank you so much, and just pre-review this book, even though technically it's not really out yet, but it's sort of out, and it's in this limbo you know, this thing, there's not enough stars in the sky for me to review this book. Just, it's everything that I wanted a space drama to go into, and I want more from this series, and I want more, especially from Maud's point of view. As much as I like the sister, which is like Diane or something like that, I like Maud, and I like this whole holy anocracy way better than I did at the start of the Innkeeper series. Anyways, it's been a while since I've uploaded a video of any kind, so thank you so much if you end up watching this, and remember to like it. And for people who are new, I read mostly romance, some sci-fi romance, and urban fantasy that sort of leans towards paranormal romance and urban fantasy, like straight urban fantasy. And just whatever hits my fancy, but I tend to hang out in the romance slide. We are not generally a good girls podcast or a good girls YouTube channel. We are a bad girls YouTube channel, so we might be a little too crass for you, but I thank you so much for subscribing, and I hope you keep watching.